Welcome to the third episode of Untitled Wrestling. Once again, Chris has joined us. Chris.
Yo.
We're going to be discussing the new champions in WWE, our Slammy predictions, and various other topics. Okay. We're going to start off with the new world champion, John Cena. Chris, what do you think about John Cena coming back from an injury and becoming champion right off the bat?
It's bullcrap.
It's a load of shit is what it is. He doesn't deserve it.
He doesn't.
I can see him being an Intercontinental champion, but he's not world champion caliber.
And he just got it because he's been out for so long, and they wanted to kind of throw him back in there.
They want to make the kiddies happy. That's all it is. Yeah. Jericho is the number one contender still, which he deserves it because Jericho's the man. Hopefully he will regain the title, but I highly doubt it. What do you think is going to happen, Chris?
I really don't know.
You don't have a prediction on whether Cena's going to keep the belt?
Honestly, I think Cena will keep it, although I don't want to see that.
No one does, except children. While we're on the subject of Raw, let's talk about the new Intercontinental Champion, William Regal. Regal, to me, deserves it. He deserves to be WWE Champion. He's one of the most underrated superstars of all time, and it's sickening that he doesn't get the respect that he deserves. Alright, now on to SmackDown, and their new champion, Edge. Came back and won the title, is apparently back with Vicky. I don't know if the Big Show's going to still be in that stable or not. It doesn't seem that way. Chris, what do you guys say about Edge coming back out of nowhere and winning the title?
Honestly, it's not unexpected, but I'm not sure if I like Edge having the title.
I think the reason they done it is just to shock the audience. That's the only reason. Don't get me wrong, Edge makes a good champion, just I felt Kozlov or Triple H would have made a whole lot better of a champion.
Yeah, Kozlov definitely better than Edge.
Now on to the person who was supposed to be in that triple threat match but got taken out prior to the event. Jeff Hardy. Chris, say something about Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy is extremely overrated.
Yes, he is. Don't get me wrong. He's talented. There's no question about that. But he's not main event worthy. And then there's what we don't know if Jeff Hardy is supposed to be a heel or a face, or whether he's going to be a tweener, because one week they build him up as a heel, next week he's a face. They really need to make up their mind on what they're going to do with him. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if sometime soon, like within the next year, if we see a Jeff versus Matt feud. That would be entertaining.
Yeah, I like Matt.
Oh yeah, Matt Hardy's the man. And while we're on the subject of SmackDown, let's talk about someone who's supposed to make their return tomorrow night, Gregory Helms. Chris, what do you think, Gregory Helms?
I think he's a good wrestler, and I'm excited to see him back.
Me too. He's been out for over a year with a terrible injury, and I'm glad to see him back. He's come back as a face, which I figured would happen. Now we're on to the Slammies. We're going to start with Finisher of the Year. Chris, read the nominations.
RKO, Randy Orton's move, Hell's Gate, Undertaker's, Knockout Punch, The Big Show, and Shooting Star Press, Evan Bourne.
Okay, Chris, what's your pick?
Definitely The Undertaker's Hell's Gate.
Yeah, my choice is the same as yours. The Undertaker's Hellgate, the chokehold that he uses, which I'm taking isn't banned anymore, since he's been allowed to use it in a number of matches. Now we're on to Tag Team of the Year. The choices are John Morrison and the Miz, Priceless, Crime Time, and Carlito and Primo. Chris, who's your pick?
I gotta say Carlito and Primo.
Give your reasoning.
Well, I've always kind of liked Carlito, and then they kind of took him out of the spotlight for a while, and they put him back in with Primo, and they actually make a really good tag team.
Yeah. But I'm going with John Morrison and The Miz. I don't like The Miz at all, I've made that known. But Morrison makes up for it. Okay, now the oh my god moment of the year. The choices are John Cena returning at the Royal Rumble, Floyd Mayweather punching the Big Show, CM Punk cashing in Money in the Bank and winning the title from Edge, and The Undertaker sending Edge down. My choice for this would be CM Punk cashing in a Money in the Bank contract and getting the world title from Edge.
I gotta say that that's probably the most likely choice for me too.
I saw the Undertaker Edge thing coming. I really don't care about Floyd Mayweather. And I don't care about John Cena. That was a shocking moment, but honestly, who cares? Really.
Yeah.
Now Diva of the Year. Chris, read the nominations.
Beth Phoenix, Kelly Kelly, Michelle McCool, and Mickie James.
Who's your choice?
Gotta say Beth Phoenix.
Me too. She's been champion for the most of the year, and she is the best in the business. She's better than anyone in WWE or in TNA or anywhere else that I've seen. Match of the Year candidates are the Royal Rumble, the Money in the Bank match, Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels in WrestleMania, and Hell in a Cell Undertaker versus Edge. Chris, what's your choice?
I gotta say the Money in the Bank match at WrestleMania. That was just an awesome match. It had my attention till the very end.
Yeah, that's my second choice, but I gotta go with the Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels. The match was one of their best matches in either's career, and it went from the start until the end. Every moment left you hanging, hoping Rick wasn't going to lose and he was going to keep going. But in the end, he did lose, and he's retired as of WrestleMania. Now we're on to Superstar of the Year. Chris, read the first three nominations.
Batista, Chris Jericho, and Edge.
And the other three are Jeff Hardy, John Cena, and Triple H. Chris, who's your pick?
Triple H.
Yeah, Triple H is one of the best. Everybody says he got to the top because of Stephanie and Vince, but the man's talented. My choice would be Chris Jericho because of his heel gimmick from this year. He really got over with that heel gimmick. He has made the majority of the fans hate him. I don't. Chris, do you hate Chris Jericho?
No, not really.
Now on to TNA. They're supposedly breaking in Sarah Palin. Chris, do you have anything to say about that?
It's ridiculous.
Yep. Who cares? The election's over. It would have been interesting during the election. Election's over. Sarah Palin's washed up. Let's apparently named TNA Originals TNA Frontline. Whoever came up with this idea needs to be shot. I don't know why they couldn't just call them TNA Originals versus the Wrestling Veterans. They had to name the groups. Chris, what is your opinion on the naming of the groups?
Horrible, horrible naming.
Yep.
TNA just, I don't understand.
The two stables feuding is good, but the names of the stables are what get me, and that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
And something else I would have liked to see was maybe them bring Raven back and team him up with Team 3D and Rhino and have like a Hardcore Legends stable. I think that would have been interesting, but they kind of blew that one. Alright, and recently people have been talking about Christian Cage, whether he's going to stay in TNA or go back to the WWE. Chris, where do you think he should go?
I think he should go to WWE. Any of the superstars in their right mind would go to WWE over TNA.
I agree. Christian's going to make a whole lot more money, and if he impresses them good enough, I believe he will be a main eventer, just like Edge. I would like to see them pair him back up with Edge, or put him in a rivalry with Edge. And Tomko is signed with WWE now, so I could see them putting the three of them together in some kind of 2-on-1 feud or 3-person stable or anything like that. And that's it for this episode of Untitled Wrestling. Send your questions, comments, topics, whatever you want to send us, and we'll be back.